On November 14th, 2021, Donald Boat tweeted, "Nice 400-pound squat, bro. She just let me hit cause I'm goofy." This is the Museum of Twitter, the show where we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. It's insane that this tweet is from only 2021 because it feels like this is an insight that has existed since time immemorial. "She let me hit cause I'm goofy" is a thing that makes sense of a lot of the world in my opinion. Because while this tweet is very funny, I think it is very valuable as a way of making sense of the fact that, like, yes, women, or whoever you're interested in, might not be interested in the same things about people as you might think they would be. Because there absolutely are women who are interested in a guy because he can squat 400 pounds. But there are also a lot of women that will let a guy hit because he's goofy. And you see it all the time online where people's brains break when they see a beautiful woman with a guy who looks fairly average. And they're like, what on earth is she doing with him? Why is she not with a guy who looks like this? And then they post like a photo of like the most ripped guy in the world. And the answer is because what she's looking for is not the most ripped guy in the world. She's looking for a guy who's goofy. Or more accurately, funny and charming and personable. And I think the thing that's at the core of this, and is often unspoken, although other people have observed this, is that the men who like really care deeply about how much they're benching or squatting and like really want to have major gains in the gym, they're not really doing that for the benefit of women. They're doing it for the benefit of themselves and other men. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're someone who's in the gym all the time and squats 400 pounds, you're certainly going to live longer than I will. But that doesn't mean that you're necessarily doing it in the service of getting women. A funny and dark way that this was described in the replies was Deej said, "I don't lift for women. I lift because I find myself disgusting and I must be punished with exercise," which is extremely bleak, but is also a very honest assessment of this person's life. And there were definitely people who protested a little too much. I'm not going to include them because they're annoying. MC Pressure did say something that I think is fair, which is some of us goofy and squat 400, which I think is an important rebuttal because I do think it's important for those of us that are just banking on being goofy and, you know, funny or whatever, that like that isn't stopping us from being in shape and taking care of our bodies. At the same time, I don't want to be like the Josephs of the world who said, "Thanks, going for 495 on deadlift tomorrow. IDK who you're hitting, but I'm a pacifist." And people have shared their personal experiences with this, like Ink Moth Nexus on Tumblr said, "The thing is, they really do let you hit because you're goofy." I say shit like, "Whoa," and it makes girls want to kiss me under moonlight for some reason. And because this was 2021, a lot of people quoted this with the example of Pete Davidson. And people have quoted it or quoted the actual tweet with various pop culture examples. The WLW crowd quoted it with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy from the HBO Harley Quinn show. When in November, this Ratspit guy went viral for posting a photo of Leah Remini with "The King of Queens lasted 9 seasons" with the premise that this smoke show was married to an obese UPS driver. Brian Schmidt said, "She let me hit because I'm goofy is just a fact of life." And my favorite example is a screenshot from the movie A Different Man where Jonathan said, "Nice miracle drug, bro. She just let me hit because I'm goofy." If there ever was a movie in the history of mankind that showed the powers of someone letting you hit just because you're goofy, it's definitely this. Now, an obvious joke that a lot of people made is implying that the Disney character Goofy tweeted this. Like Champion posted this drawing of Goofy at a computer. And there are some people who shared the perspective from the other side. Like JoJo said, "Goofy men hit different." And on top of being goofy, lots of people made different versions of this, either jokes or sincere takes about reasons why she let them hit. Jared said, "She let me hit because I'm evil." Chunky Fila said, "Nice 250-pound deadlift, bro. She let me hit because I asked good questions while she's talking about something." Saint Fritzy said, "She let me hit because I begged her." Big Ed Jigglesby said, "She let me hit because I'm a big helper around the house." And Hussy2K said, "She didn't let you hit because you're goofy, bro. She let you hit because you look like her father. She let me hit because I'm goofy." I think the ultimate takeaway here is that there are lots of different reasons why a woman would let you, if I can use this parlance, hit. And while self-improvement is important and taking care of yourself is important, ultimately, your goal should be to try to find the woman who will let you hit for whatever is like intrinsically good about you. Am I saying this to myself as much as I'm saying it to the audience? Sure. It's not why I made this show, and if she doesn't exist, that's absolutely fine. But if there is someone who lets you hit because you know a lot about tweets, that'd be good to know. Follow me for a new tweet every day. If you like the show, please go to patreon.com/museum of Twitter. We get a weekly bonus episode called the Museum of Not Twitter, and you get to vote on what I cover on Subscriber Sundays.